Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our first edition of Diaspora TV News 2021. I am Margaret Daramola, and these are the news headlines. New laws will come forth starting January 2021. A nationwide vote to limit the power of the Swiss government on COVID-19 restriction is now under the way. Do you know who the President of Switzerland is for the year 2021? The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, and the Swiss Red Cross launched a video in 6 languages about the Swiss legal framework regarding family reunification for refugees. The Federal Office for Public Health has launched its national information campaign for the coronavirus vaccination. Fathers can now take 2 weeks of paid leave after the birth of their child. Like the maternity leave, it will be financed by the Income Replacement Scheme. The representation of women is set to improve in the executive suites of large, publicly traded companies. A new benchmark of 30% of women on the board of directors and 20% on the executive board is now applicable. If you are delayed by public transportation and you arrive at your destination more than an hour late, you are now entitled to a compensation of a quarter of the fare. If the delay is more than 2 hours, you will receive half of the fare back. Seasonal ticket holders are also entitled to this compensation. Various new traffic regulations intended to increase safety and enable traffic to flow with greater ease have now come into force. In the event of traffic congestion, gridlocked roads, or accidents, drivers are now able to pass on the right. However, overtaking on the right and swerving remains banned. Plus, after a crash, anyone who fails to form a lane on the motorway for emergency vehicles will receive a fine. The maximum speed for towing a trailer on the caravan on Swiss motorways has been increased from 80 km an hour to 100 km an hour. It is important to note that suitable tires must be fitted. In addition, motorway service stations may now serve and sell alcoholic drinks. The reason given for the lifting of this ban in place since 1964 is that the availability of alcohol has changed considerably since then. Additionally, an application for a learner's driver permit can be made at the age of 17 instead of 18. But anyone under 20 who wants to take the practical driving exam must have at least 1 year of driving experience with the learner's permit. Children up to the age of 12 can now ride bicycles on the pavement. However, pedestrians keep the right of way. Swiss campaigners have triggered a referendum to strip the government of new legal powers to impose lockdown and curtail public life as the country battles the pandemic. A campaign group called Friends of the Constitution has collected 86,000 signatures over the past 3 months. The minimum number required is 50,000 to formally initiate a nationwide vote to repeal the 2020 COVID-19 Act under Switzerland's highly devolved democratic system. Christoph Pfluger, a board member of the Friends of Constitution, told Financial Times that the government is taking advantage of the pandemic to introduce more control and less democracy. The long-term problems that would arise from this kind of approach will be grave. We are a movement that says crisis management cannot be done without the will of the sovereign, which is, indeed, the people. You cannot govern without the people, Mr. Pfluger said. Switzerland will be the first and perhaps the only country to give its citizens a direct vote on coronavirus restrictions. Do you know that the President of Switzerland for the year 2021 is Guy Parmelin? He has been the head of the Federal Department of Economic Affairs, Education and Research since January 2019. He entered into politics in 1993 as president of Boursin's Communal Council. Between 1994 and 2003, he was a member of the Canton Vaud's parliament. Between 2000 and 2004, he was the president of Vaud's cantonal branch of the SVP. He he was elected to the National Council in 2003. Leaving your homeland to seek refuge or protection in a foreign land is not an easy decision. It is even harder when you have to leave your loved ones behind. Nothing could be more joyful than reuniting with one another. The UNHCR and the Red Cross are there to help you with information and procedure on how you can reunite with your family members. Kindly watch this video for more information. The UNHCR and the Swiss Red Cross are committed to enabling refugees to exercise their human rights, including the right to respect for family life. This video provides information on the Swiss legal framework for family reunification to assist refugees in accessing their right to family life. It is difficult for refugees and persons with provisionary admission in Switzerland to be reunited with family members who are elsewhere. Family reunification is in principle limited to spouses, registered partners, and underage children. During the asylum procedure, family reunification with your family members outside of countries participating in the Dublin system is not possible. If you have family members in other European countries, please inform your legal representative. Once you obtain a status in Switzerland, you may apply for family reunification. The time and the condition will depend on your type of residence permit. Please remember that no matter whether you have a refugee status or an F permit, the possibility of family reunification is in principle limited to the spouses, registered partners, and underage children. If you are recognized as a refugee and have a B permit, your family members can join you in Switzerland and be recognized as refugees themselves, as long as you were already a family before you left your home country. There is no limit for this type of family reunification applications. If you are a recognized refugee, but you became a family after you left your home country, you can only be reunited with a family member if you are independent from social assistance and you can provide for suitable housing for the whole family. In this case, the application must be made within 5 years of the date you were given your status or of the date you became a family. If you have an F permit, you will have to wait for 3 years counting from the moment you were given the F permit before you can apply for family reunification. Also, you can only bring your family members to Switzerland if you are independent from social assistance and well integrated in Switzerland. That also means that you know at least one of the official languages. The application should be made within 5 years from the date you were given the F permit or from the date you became a family. In case you want to be reunited with a child abroad that is older than 12 years old, you must apply for reunification within a year from the date you received the F permit. Please ask your legal representative for more information about the possibility of being reunited with your family. The UNHCR and the Swiss Red Cross hope that this information will help you to reunite with your family. Thank you. The main goal of the coronavirus vaccination is to reduce serious illness and death, with the secondary goal of reducing the burden on the Swiss health system, which is currently under strain. According to Adrian Kammer, head of the campaign department of the Federal Office of Public Health, the vaccination is completely free and is not mandatory. It is up to each and every individual to decide if they want to take it or not. Nationally, 4 priority groups have been selected to receive the vaccination before the general population. First in line are the high-risk people, those over 75 years old, those with chronic illnesses, and those over 65 years old. Secondly, the healthcare staff or couriers in close contact with patients. Thirdly, those who have been in close contact with high-risk people. And finally, those living or working in communal facilities with an increased risk of outbreak. A list of the cantonal contacts will be provided for detailed information. This is Margaret Daramola from Diaspora TV Switzerland. Thank you very much for your support all through the year 2020. On behalf of our team, I wish you and your loved ones a healthy and happy 2021.